if you guys have clicked on this video, that means
you want to know how to build a van with your partner and not murder them. We got some hot tips for you guys, so stay tuned.
Hey guys, I'm Frankie.
And I'm Alex, and together we are FnA Van Life.
And we should throw a P in there because we got a Paco too.
Don't throw a P in it, that sounds weird.
I'm gonna pee on it.
I thought more like...
Oh, you put a P in it, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys know us, you know that we're known for putting the P in it by our sex tape. I mean, come on, Tony, that's not funny. We already have built out one rig and lived in it for a full year.
Yeah, so we recently sold Lolo, which was an emotional affair.
Adopted Paco in Lolo.
I know. In Brookings. He saved our lives. On to something so tightly. Sometimes letting things go and making changes to benefit your future.
But we wanted a newer rig. We knew that this is something, a lifestyle that we want to do for a really long time. So we needed something that was gonna kind of see us through these many years in the future.
And realistically, I wanted to stop working on the van. I wanted to be living out of the van, having a good time, and not be working on it as much.
Our first build went pretty smoothly in terms of our relationship. We'd probably only been together maybe a year
About.
when we really started building.
Yeah.
And it was definitely a test on our relationship.
For sure. And not only that, we were also working 40 hours a week on top of that. So we were doing our hustle and bustle of our regular life as well as trying to get into this lifestyle while building this out, only having weekends and a couple hours at night to actually work on this process. So I think that was testing as well, and if we could get through that, I feel like this build should be a lot easier and a lot more fun for the two of us.
Absolutely. Ha 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 ha. That's our first tip. Laugh. Laughing is very important when you guys are building a van together because the littlest things could get on your nerves, and you need to realize that you're doing this to have fun, you're doing it to create a lifestyle that's amazing, so while you're building out your van, make sure you laugh. Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
You want to make the van build process fun, and so it can be stressful and it can be overwhelming and it can be all way too much sometimes, and there's so much to do and so many balls to juggle.
Whoa.
It just feels like
Who
a
else's
lot.
balls are you juggling?
Pacos.
Oh, he doesn't have any. They were cut out.
Not that Paco.
Oh, dang. I walked right into that.
So just make sure you laugh and have fun through the whole process because these are the memories that you're making. You can remember building your van together.
Yes.
And do you really want the memory of your van build process to be stressful and angry and mean? Or do you want to take life's little annoyances and say, ha ha ha, ha ha ha, ho ho ho, you become a little bear. Oh, you're my little papa, you're my little papa.
Can Dada get loves? Can Dada get some loves? Thank you, Paco. Thank you, my buddy.
This will bring all the happiness and joy.
Sweating a little.
Yeah, me too.
Another thing is having some organization. Alex likes lists.
Well, I'm finding the list is very handy because the van build, there's so many different things that you have to think about. Ordering products, what's gonna get done today, how many things can you cross off a list, like when are things coming, what order do they need to be done in?
Yeah, and I gotta be honest, it helps me out too because I'm very unorganized, and the way I would do everything would just be like, whatever is in front of me, that's what I'm doing today.
Yeah.
You know, and I would just like randomly pick things up and do them. With Alex lists, it makes it a lot easier for me to be more organized about it as well, and I know that gives Alex peace of mind.
It does, and it helps me know that what needs to get done today is actually getting done today. And so in my head, we've got a million things to do, but if I list them on paper of like today, tomorrow, in the future, then I can kind of move things around and say, okay, the most important thing for today is, and then as long as we get that done, then I feel okay if we get a couple other little things and, you know, because I know that tomorrow we're gonna be able to do the rest.
Yeah, and then what that does too is I could literally tell Alex how the build process goes. That way she's like, okay, I can line this, then this up in these orders. That way we get it done properly and at a good speed now. You know, I already have to say that we're already way farther in building this van than we were in building our first van when we first got it.
Like, it doesn't even look like we've done anything. Sometimes you might feel like your partner isn't doing enough or as much as you are, and that can cause you to be really stressed out and in your own head about like, I'm sitting here doing all this work and they're off gallivanting or blah 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 blah. I'm over here working and this guy's not doing anything, he's not doing anything, and I'm working so hard and I've been working hard all day and I'm tired and he's just over there on his phone. It's so annoying and I'm just so angry at him right now. Yeah.
I think I found the inverter that we need.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, I found a really good deal on lithium-ion batteries.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And so, what's been very helpful for me, I don't know if you've experienced this, because I always work very hard.
I think the experience that I get is that Alex is working too hard sometimes and not enjoying it enough.
Right.
I feel like she gets too caught up in her own thoughts, and she needs to take a step back and realize what we're doing is supposed to be fun. And together, that's where the laughing comes in. That's where the laughing comes in.
But so what you have to remember is that your partner is probably working on other things or working on things that's actually going to be helping you and benefiting you. And so rather than going in your mind about they're not doing this and they're not doing that, try to think about what they have done or what they've already done, and remember that like, oh yes, they put that together today, or they went and researched this, or they did that. Because a lot of van building is spending time on your phone.
Yeah.
Trying to find parts, trying to find things.
I feel like when people put their phone in front of their face, a lot of the time you're like, what are they doing on that thing?
Right, are they on Facebook?
Are they
chatting with
doing
their
the work?
friends?
Or are they on Instagram?
Right.
You know, or are they on YouTube?
Yeah.
And here's the other thing is sometimes you have to be on those platforms to find the things that you actually need, or to ask people questions to get those things.
And some of our job is being on social media, so it makes sense that we need to be on the internet.
We have to reply to comments, post, and be active within our community in order to stay at the top of our game, really.
Right. So when you see your partner on Facebook or whatever, just try to remember and give them the benefit of the doubt that they're actually working, because you guys got into this process together. You're moving through it together. You both have the same goal of getting out on the road and living van life. So as long as you've kind of talked about your schedule and like, we want to be on the road by X date and here's the things that we need to do to get us there, trust that your partner is on the same page.
Yes. I mean, I personally think that we're on the same page and we don't have to worry about that. So let's, remember that. Because realistically, Alex and I both want to be back on the road. We don't want to be living at my mother's house right now. And as much as I love you, Mom, I am, I don't want to live here. I love you. I hope that doesn't hurt you.
You guys going to Home Depot?
Yeah, probably a few.
In terms of our relationship,
Maybe I'll come. Might need to get something. I was gonna get the footer for the table and the lanai that I just put out, but I think I could get it at Home Depot.
Probably.
Alright, let me know when you're going then.
Okay. Right now we gotta do this for a moment. Is that cool?
Yeah, sorry. So I got a text and the blood drive said, donate blood tomorrow at Chick-fil-A, 14th Street, and you can get 2 Chick-fil-A coupons, $10 gift card, and a fleece blanket.
And a fleece blanket.
I guess you need the fleece blanket after you give it blood. But I do appreciate the place to stay.
Absolutely.
And I do appreciate the fact that we get to utilize the area to build the van. All that I'm thankful for, but I'm just...
And we get lots of quality time with your mom, which is great.
Which is amazing.
But we're all adults, and we all have our own adult space needs.
Yes, correct.
And so to be in someone else's space makes life a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
So you might be experiencing this too, in terms of maybe you gave up the lease on your apartment, or you sold your house, and now you're in your van, but it's not all the way built, or you're building it while you're living in it, or you're living with friends or relatives while you're building. Very common.
Yeah, and while we're on that subject, I guess you could say finding the motivation to get it done. That right there is probably the biggest motivation factor to get it done.
Yeah.
You know, to remember that you're striving for this goal, and sometimes you feel run down or you feel tired. You know, take an hour or two break. Take a day off if you have to, but then get right back to it. And like, you know, there's gonna be some things that you think are gonna take 2 hours, but they're gonna take you 8. You know, and there's gonna be some things you think are gonna take 8 hours, they're gonna take you 2.
Oh, I like those things.
You know, yeah, me too. Those are the best type of things, to be honest. But yeah, that's part of van building. That's part of building a house or a tiny home or anything out there. You know, you have these moments where you realize, you know, some things are just gonna take longer than others.
Yeah. And you might be delayed in your process because of the way the world is right now.
Yes.
What we're finding is that building a van during COVID is way more complicated than it was a year and a half ago.
It's at least complicated in the sense that we're not going to get all the products that we absolutely want. We're gonna wind up getting more of needs and necessities rather than wants.
And maybe we sacrifice a little bit on quality to get something now.
Correct.
Rather than wait till February to get things
or March
delivered.
even for some stuff.
Oh my God. So you just have to be aware of this timeline that you have, but then not to take it out on your partner. For the freaking windows that I ordered, I'm gonna be here for like 2 months.
Yeah.
Like, I got an email yesterday that was like, oh, by the way, the thing that you ordered that we said was in stock isn't in stock until 4 months from now.
Yeah.
Cancel it. Shut it down. Give them a call and cancel it.
No. Hell no, I don't want your window.
We're not waiting that long.
And I'm
for
like,
those.
what the? Like, I'm pissed, because if you've ever sat next to me at work, you know that I yell at my computer sometimes.
Instead of her computer, she yells at me now.
Right, and so you need to like rein it in. It's not his fault that this thing can't be delivered. It's not my fault. It's not really even their fault. It's their fault for not telling us.
Yeah.
But
I think that the issue is that the time that we're in, it just corresponds to all these things happening. We need to figure out ways around those things. So for us, it's compromising with product. Since we're not living in the van now too, if you guys are getting testy with one another, now you could actually go on a walk or go in a different room or go somewhere that...
Or send someone to the hardware store while the other person stays home.
Correct. So like you have these abilities to actually separate and take a moment for yourself and just get peace of mind, or bring back, like, try to figure out what it is that you guys are having problems with and work through it together, you know? Maybe sometimes you just need 10 minutes alone to think about whatever it is that the person was talking about.
What took you so long?
Oh, nothing, you know. I was just trying to figure out everything that we needed. I got what we needed though.
Only one thing.
Yeah, but you know, it was hard to find. Yeah.
And so a couple of times already, we've gotten a little, you know, talking back and forth, and it feels a little bit heated, and we'll just be like, we need to stop. Because usually the reason that you're getting heated with each other has nothing to do with why you're actually mad. So you might be having an argument about a shipment being delayed, but you're really having an argument because in your head they're not doing enough.
Or they're just hungry and you need to bring them a bag of chips. Here you go, Alex.
You ate all of these, it's empty.
Sorry, don't do that. Don't give them empty chips, because that's how it gets worse. Fucking always in here working. Freaking hungry. This shit isn't working out anymore.
Hey man,
What?
I made you avocado.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you so much, babe. So sweet of you. I think this is exactly what I needed.
You look like you want to cry.
I am, because I need food. Oh yeah. Thank you so much. That's exactly what I needed.
The time gets away from you.
Yes.
And so you're just building and you're working and you're so zoned in, you forget to eat. You forget to do nice things for yourself. Maybe you used to meditate, now you don't.
Yeah.
Maybe you used to do yoga every day, now you don't. Maybe you haven't eaten in like 8 hours and you're starving or you're tired.
Maybe you just need a yerba mate.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored by yerba.
In that situation, you need to look at why you're getting angry, realize that it's not the other person's fault, and then go make some food and chill out.
Yeah.
Because everything's gonna get done, and whether it all gets done on that one day or whether some of it gets done the next day, it's all gonna get done.
You know, make goals, make that list, right? Put the top things as top priority. Make sure you knock out those top priority things. If you get those things done in that day, there's no reason to, you know, the B word, or moan, or cry about it. And, you know, realize that you got the important things done and then move it over to the next day.
Right.
You know, some days you're not gonna win where you get every single thing done on your list. Some days you're gonna get everything done on your list and some. You know,
Right,
so,
or some days the things that you thought you were gonna get done, you realize you need a part or you realize you need something
Yeah.
that you don't have, and so it just gets pushed to the next day. But honestly, having that list and having the organization of it, when you get to the end of the day and you're crossing stuff off,
That
it
makes
feels
Alex
so
happy.
good.
As you can see, she was like crossing off. You saw that, like, that movement she had? That was, you like that shit.
I do like
Yeah.
But it just makes you feel accomplished, and then even though you're looking around and you're like, it doesn't look like we've done anything, you know that you did a ton.
Yeah. When you first step in the box, you're not gonna be able to see your vision. You're gonna be like, where does everything need to go? So just to make things a little bit simpler for you and your partner, I think you guys really should come up with a little drawing, a layout. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just gives you both an idea of how things are gonna look.
Important part of the build. Do it the right way, yeah.
Sorry, Paco was stretching.
Paco is working so hard
Uh,
doing the layout.
Oh yeah, work that measuring tape, Frank. Work it.
or the type of way that you want to set it up. So that way when you bring things in, you could set them in places and know, okay, there might be a couch here, there might be this here, there might be that there. So yeah, just having a good idea and a plan of what it's gonna look like, I think is very important. So that way you guys don't get at each other.
Again, it's about being on the same page. And so if you need to sit down and really think about your layout and think about how you want things done, and that can all change too. The thing is, you both have to be flexible, because say you can't get the part, or say you put the fridge in that you got and you realize that it's not gonna fit where you thought it was gonna fit. You need to be adaptable to move things around.
Oh yeah.
And
I mean, that's what this life is all about, is being able to adapt. And if you can't do it in this situation here, you're not going to be able to do it in the situation in the real world, I feel like. So, yeah, definitely be ready to adapt, be ready to help each other out, you know, have conversation with each other, be open, be honest, be thoughtful, you know, try to be all those things. And I know that's a lot to ask when you're in a stressful situation.
but you should always celebrate the small wins.
Yeah.
Because a van build is really just one small accomplishment after the next.
Correct.
Until it becomes a home. Babe, I finished the sound deadening.
Nice job, baby.
Woo!
Babe, I finished the caulk.
Good job! Oh, feel the squeaking. And so if you can take a step back and look at that milestone and like high five that you finished that one thing, that's gonna feel so good.
Heck yeah. 0% chance.
0% chance. Same team.
High five.
Tell them what's up.
And then not only that, those steps will also help you in all our endeavors. It doesn't have to just be building a van. It could be anything that you put your mind to, really.
So the main idea about van building with your partner so that you don't want to kill each other is to have fun.
Have fun, guys. Have fun.
Make it an enjoyable process. Celebrate the small wins. Don't get on each other's backs about stuff. Realize that you're both stressed out, you're both tired, and you both just need to come together as the team that you are to make your dream a reality.
So to just give you guys some reality to this, yesterday was a pretty good day, but the day before, I think we were both pretty stressed out. We were at each other, and I told Alex, make a list. Like, Alex, go make a list.
Yeah.
Like, these are the things that we could get done. Make a list. We'll do them one at a time. If we get them mostly done, great. If we get them all done, even better. And so far, I feel like we got pretty much everything done on the list yesterday. Today, we're knocking off stuff on the list right now. This is one of them. This actual video right here.
It was on the list.
On the list.
It was on the list.
So, you know, just making sure that you guys are there for each other and willing to help each other out is the key to doing everything in a nice way.
And communicating with each other, because the list is all well and good for me, but if I don't say to Frank in the morning, okay, today's goals are blah, 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 and then in the middle of the day, he's come over and been like, hey, what else do we need to get done today? And then I can say blah, blah, blah. And then it's like, we're both working together, and some things only he can really do, some things only I can really do, some things we have to do together. So it's really about communicating through all of your tasks.
Yeah, that was on the list.
Yeah.
And then this video, so we're knocking them out, baby.
Knocking them out.
Yeah.
Alright guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe. We are obviously in the beginning of our van build, and we're going to share every single moment of it with you. We have our weekly vlogs, we've got tips videos, we've got van tours. So be sure to subscribe, because we want to see you in the next one.
Yes, we do. Just tap the button there, and you can watch the next one.
But for now, we need to open up all the doors, because it's hot as fuck in here.
Get it, babe! Get it! Get the back on! Get the front! You need to christen this van.
What are you gonna do? Spray it everywhere?
No, I'm gonna drink it.
Okay.
It looks like it though, right?
I'm like
Start
not
shaking
cleaning
it
that up. Hell no.
Oh yeah! Yerba mate in the house. Very nice.
Alex, you don't like regular hamburgers, right?
No, I'd rather have a veggie burger.
And is there any particular kind?
We'll pick some up when we go to Home Depot today. Are we doing that tonight?
They don't sell them at Home.
No, but there's a Whole Foods right next to Home Depot.
Okay.
I feel like she was gonna say that. Alexis, cancel.
I think her name's Alexa.
Oh, Alexa, cancel.